Michael Jordan was a rookie that year. 1985 NBA All-Star game, right? NBA All-Star. I want y'all to tell me exactly how many fucking shots was Michael Jordan supposed to get. The Eastern Conference All-Star team was one-time league MVP, two-time league MVP Julius Erving, three-time league MVP Dr. Larry Bird, three-time league MVP Moses Malone. Michael Jordan, the reserves were Michael Sugar Ray Richardson, Bernard King, Sidney Moncrief, Terry Cummings, Dennis Johnson, Bill Laimbeer. Michael Jordan played 22 minutes and took 9 shots. Alright? Oh, that's some BS, man. Let's look up how many shots is he supposed to get with those type of scores on the floor. He was a rookie. How many shots is he supposed to get? He got 9 shots. Now, I'm going to look at the 1984 NBA All-Star team. Michael Jordan was still in college, right? The Eastern Conference All-Stars were Sidney Moncrief, Isaiah Thomas, Julius Erving, Larry Bird, and Robert Parish. Off the bench were Bernard King, shooting-ass Kelly Tripucka, whack-ass Jeff Rubin, Kevin McHale, and the Boston Strangler, a.k.a. Otis Birdsong. Guess what? Sidney Moncrief only took 6 shots that game. So, you got Sidney Moncrief, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA, multiple-time NBA All-Star. He only took 6 shots that game. And Michael Jordan took 9. How's that a freeze out? Oh, because y'all didn't get to show off and showcase his talents, but he was a rookie. He was a rookie. So how many shots do rookies get at All-Star teams back in the day? You mean like, how about this?
We would all say, John Sally.
My most embarrassing moment.
My fault. When we looking at this, how many shots do rookies supposed to get in All-Star team? Why ain't nobody mad when the whole NBA All-Star team was playing defense against Shaq? Y'all don't remember that when David Robinson, Cliff Robinson, and all them dudes was playing defense on Shaq, and ain't nobody mad at that. We mad because a dude didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand. Are y'all serious? Y'all sound crazy as hell. You know what, man? I'm done with this conversation. I'm never having this conversation again because I know how great Isaiah Thomas was. Like I said, man, I'm from Chicago, and if you're a Chicago ball player, I'm taking your side of anybody in the world. LeBron, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, I'm picking the Chicago dude because it's like that. But with that, honestly, they didn't get 0 shots past, just past the basketball. Exactly. But he's known. How do you get all those superstars to do what you want as a 4-year ball player? You think Isaiah Thomas, and this is a quote for Dr. J, how much influence do you think a dude who's been in the league 4 years had over me, Larry Bird, Bernard King, and Terry Cummings? We were shooting up the gym. And Moses Malone. So what's up with that? Bruh, stop. Look, Isaiah Thomas, they may have frozen him out. They may not have. Well, what does that have to do with the average fan? He was a rookie. It's called rookie hazing. And Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or nobody else ain't a buddy. So I ain't trying to hear. I'm finna let y'all hear this last part, and then I hope y'all enjoy this last segment. I'm bringing fun. Like I said, man, this is the TEODB Podcast. This is HRB. I'm on Built for This Network. I'm bringing fun back to the sports podcast, or my sports podcast, because I got way too political in the last few weeks. I do a political show on Saturdays. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy this next clip, and then holler at y'all Saturday afternoon, evening at 5 p.m. Built for This Network, HRB. I'm in the.
I was just started playing basketball probably. It was like 10 years old. And it was maybe our 5th game in a little local league. and it was our first close game. So we were playing in a close game, and the coach calls timeout. He said, okay, we're up. He said, we're going to take our time. We're going to run the clock out. We're going to sit on the ball and not let them have an
Walk in, we would all say, John Sally.
My most embarrassing moment, I was just started playing basketball probably. It was like 10 years old. And it was our, maybe our 5th game in a little local league. And it was our first close game. So we were playing in a close game, and the coach calls timeout. He said, okay, we're up. He said, we're going to take our time. We're going to run the clock out. We're going to sit on the ball and not let them have an opportunity to win. So, I'm 10 years old. I'd never heard certain phrases before. So I was like, okay, we're going to take it, time, get it into Kenny, and I'm going to sit on the ball, and we're going to run the clock out. He's like,
No.
So when they threw the ball in, I grabbed it, and I sat so the team doesn't know what's going on, right? So everybody's like laughing in the gym, and then the kids are running at me. I get it up and put it, and the clock runs out. So my coach is just cracking Mr. Wilmot Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin's coming over to me, he said, one thing they'll never say about you, son, you're coachable.
We all pointed to Calvin. Calvin Chaney. Now I think about it, he didn't say nothing. He was just, he planned it. But
Michael was interested because, we played in college, and so I used to, sometimes before the game, before the night before, we, go eat or go to his hotel room, and he was really mad at Reggie Theus. Because when he got traded, when Reggie got traded, Michael was the draft pick coming in. And Reggie was like, there's no guy who can replace me that's a rookie. So he said, just tell Reggie that I'm going to get 45 tonight. So I went to the locker room. I said, Reggie, Michael said he's going to get 45 tonight.
Theus on the dribble, off to the right, takes it in, and Jordan steals the ball. Here's Michael Jordan on the drive. In on Joe Klein, all the way to the hoop, scoop shot. A spectacular play by Michael Jordan.
So he ended up with 43. And so he comes into the locker room. He said, I didn't get 45, but you got to come to Chicago. Like, now that's supreme confidence.
The best team I ever played on. It was the most unselfish team I ever played. We had one goal. Let's win the championship. Let's win the championship. That was our only goal from day one. I knew after that first year I would never get back to the finals. Because the one thing, and I think all these guys know, we had guys start opening up restaurants. We had guys talking about wanting to get a new contract and bodyguards. Yeah, we had guys complaining about playing time. And I knew then, I says, the fabric of our team had changed. It became, instead of about us, it became about me. I says, wait, we got 3 guys who weren't starters open up restaurants. Because if you don't, guys get caught up in this thing. I had guys sitting on the bench talking, well, I should be making as much money as Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley and Charles. Dude, you on the bench. You don't deserve to make as much money as a starter. Then, like I say, we had guys complaining about playing time. So psychologically, I never wanted to admit it. I said,
so would that be like Cedric Ceballos and Frank Johnson? Call him out. Don't say guys. Call him out.
And Dan Marley's.
No, Dan Marley, first
call
of all,
him out.
Dan Marley had a restaurant. Dan Marley had a restaurant, which was well-deserved. We had 2 guys on the bench who opened up restaurants.
What guys? Who?
I'm not throwing out the bus.
What guys? Mark West? Who?
Joe Klein.
What stands out if you're going to sit down and the grandkids say, tell me what it was like when you played in the NBA, Steve?
Well, it has to involve Dennis Rodman.
That might scare the grandchildren.
It might, but I'll tell them the PG version of the Rodman story. But no, we had a game in Philadelphia one night, and we weren't playing that well, and Dennis had kind of drifted apart from the team a little bit. He'd kind of come back and forth, and there was a disconnect. And so the game ends, and Phil Jackson pulls Judd Bushler, myself, and Jason Caffey aside. He goes, listen, Dennis is going to Atlantic City tonight. He's rented a bus. He's going down there. He's going to have a party. I want you guys to go with him.
Wow, take one for the team.
We're just the guys for the job. So we went down there. We were there all night. We literally pulled in back to the hotel in Philly, at 7:30 in the morning. And we had a 9:30 practice, but it was only the bench guys. The starters had the day off. So we pull in. Dennis goes, I'm going to sleep, guys. Have fun at practice. Judd and Jason and I go to practice. I mean, we're a disaster. But Phil...
Did you have to report to Phil what went on?
We actually saw him when we pulled in. And the bus had a huge picture of Howard Stern on the side. And so we come in and Phil, we go into the... It was unbelievable. And we go in and Phil's eating breakfast and he goes, what time did you get back? And we're kind of like... And before we could lie and say 3, 4, he goes, I saw the Howard Stern bus out there. So we had just pulled in. But the point of the story, Kenny...
Right. I'm trying to get it.
Which I'm getting... Phil, this was Phil's unorthodox ways. He knew the emotional connection Dennis had with the guys was critical to our success. And we had a couple nights off before our next game, so he said, you know what, you guys go bond with them, go have fun, go gamble, whatever. And it worked. I mean, it brought us back together. Took us a few days to recover, though.
Yeah, call I thought was the best I had ever seen about getting up and down the floor, and Tim Duncan took it to another level.
Well, did you and Carl know each other at all before that?
No.
So what did you learn about him from being a roommate of his?
He snores. I agree with that.
But there's great guards on bad teams.
And when the guard passed you, Shaq had to leave his best man to go help.
But there's never great centers. There's never great centers on bad teams.
You were the president of the Little Man Foundation.
Can you think of a great center who's on a bad team? Never. Great guards are on bad teams. Thank you very much.
So are you saying Akeem had the night off like he wouldn't, his numbers would be down?
He's like, it'll be 25 easy. It'd be easy 25 tonight, and I could just sit down and go. He said I'd have to play against Shaquille, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, and then he'd go, I got to think about it after that.
You know what I wonder when I hear you tell
Rick
this
Smith.
story? Here's what
I'm saying, I didn't think he put him in that list.
Here's what I wonder. I would say
Jay Will is one of the closest players I've ever been with because in Sacramento I did not want to be there. And so my very first practice, my mom is giving me scriptures. Oh, this is going to be a blessing. I'm like, Mom, please, I don't have enough time for that positive stuff. She's like, oh, it's just going to be a blessing. And I remember after the first practice, I was like, called, I was like, you're right. Because Jay Will was just funny and appropriate. And so, you know how you make your rookies do everything? Right. It wasn't even fun. I'm like, Jay Will, we landed in New York. I'm like, man, you got to get off the bus. It's snowing. Only in your tights. Yeah. Go in and scream, who let the dogs out and pay for it. He would do whatever. And so one trip, we're coming in Boston. It's a snowstorm. We would make him do all the things, and he was like, if I do one thing, can I be off? We were like, yeah, whatever. So we get in Boston. I'm just listening to headphones. It's cold. It's freezing. And we're like, yeah, what's going on? We get to the hotel. Everybody's checking in. Everybody's like, where's Jason? And we really can't find him. It's about maybe 3-4 minutes. And one of the ball boys goes, and we looked under the bus, picked up the thing under the bus. He's laying on the luggage up on the bus.
Yes.
And he was like, what are you doing? He was like, I ain't want to ride with y'all bitches up here. And he was just sitting, and he's just laying, posing, and he's ridden from the airport. Do you understand?
Yes.
He's our starting point guard, man.
Yes.
What if he would have fell out on the freeway?
Pressure on Glenn Rice. And
so you've never won one, have you?
Never won.
I got to tell you this
Bridesmaid.
funny story. So I'm playing with Leon Wood, the official now, who's a great three-point shooter. And this Larry Bird had won like 1 or 2 in a row, somewhere in there. So I'm in here rubbing him down to get him all ready. And we're excited. I said,
oh, you doing what?
hey, that is a good story.
Yeah,
Say it again. Say it again.
After you got him ready. We're feeling pretty good about our chances, too. So everybody's sitting there. Larry Bird come in, and he says, well, which one of you guys going to come in second place? And you could have heard a pin drop in there. It was so, he mentally intimidated. He won. But when he walked in there, I mean, these were some of the best shooters. I think Ray Allen was in there. Glenn Rice might have been there. All these guys are in there. And we're like, it's a collage of years because those guys.
Yeah, Ray Allen.
I don't think Ray was there. Ray was not at all.
So that was you. Okay.
John Havlicek.
Greg Hodges. Okay, Hodges. Ray's 25 years old.
AJ was on fire.
AJ shot with Larry Bird.
Never forget Rose. Dirk was great that year.
Bud Webb.
Clyde
Hey, Frazier was in there.
The Pearl was in there.
Hey, Chuck.